And then another thing I want to talk about that is the USB plugins. So let's say we from this current image, we cannot find crucial evidence to support. So you're wondering, maybe some information is missing. Okay, maybe I did not even find that information. And a USB, okay, USB is portable, and then the suspect can plug into the machine, doing something only on the USB, and then remove the USB. That's it. Does not leave evidence onto the system. All right. So now, nice enough, registry recorded the information of what type of USB it was plugged in and at what time. So this information reside in, if you go into a new and a USB store. So in this case, I have two USBs here, just plugged into that. So currently, certainly that you don't have the USB plug into it. So if I look at the first one, okay, so it tells you what type of USB. So this is that type of friendly name, the type of, it recognized type of USB. And if we look at the second one, so this is a SanDisk Cruiser Brace USB device. So it tells you what type of USB device it was plugged in. Now the timeline, interestingly, you can find out under property. Now I did not talk about that in detail. I just said you can find, since Windows 8, you can find out plugin information, the last insertion and the last removal, but I not talk about detail in the lecture because I have to show demo. So if you look into the property, and then you look for property number 066 and 67, you can look it through other stuff. It's not there, right? So it's always in the 66 and the 67. If we look at 66, certainly the access registry view already interpreted that for you. This is talk about there's a hex value. This hex value, it is time. It is a time. You can highlight and interpret that. Okay, it's a time. So this time is the last time this USB plug into the machine. Last time. And then 0067 is the last time this USB unplugged it from the machine. Now those two information, if that information line up with the incident time you are investigating, you can request. All right, you certainly should request for this USB because there's insertion time and a deletion time. And you can even identify, because you can even identify the unique ID of this USB, and I will not go through this detail, but at least 66 and 67, that's the last time this is inserted. This is the last time this USB is removed. And I think some locations, 64, 65, basically talk about is this the first time this USB plugged in or not, but it looks like this is the first time and the last time is same. So this USB is only plugged into once. All right, so this information is a crucial information to analyze for each one. If this is images from Windows 8 and later, okay, early version, in the early version of Windows, they do have the plug-in information, but do not record the time. Like in this first USB, you can also find there's a 66 and a 67. Okay, so this one is plugged in, when this is removed. So okay, that's very important information. So then I will stop here, and then let's look at the next one. So basically, I just want to show you some key component, and then you can play by yourself for fun. So here is I recorded the marks ntuser.dat. Now, what is the ntuser.dat? That one, if you believe Mark is the one logged into that based on the information. And then you want to look into Mark's NT-user.dat, because this NT-user.dat is specifically for Mark. That stores Mark's specific information, such as what file he has recently run or saved, and which URL he has typed, and all sorts of that information is very richly stored in this registry file. Now, another feature I want to show you is find. The find feature. There are lots of features to go explore by yourself, but there's a find feature, because unless you know what is the key name and then which path to go, right? Because in the previous case, it's not deeply embedded. That's why I'm going through the route and then going down. But for example, I want to find out the key value is typed URLs. And since NT-user.dat is such a busy Hive file and contains so much information, I don't want to go through each tree, right, to find. Again, the reference file I give you from Access Data, they do give you the tree path. So if you like, you can follow the tree. But here I just want to show you that another feature. It's a find feature. Is very useful. So you want to search this. Actually, this is a key. But here I say I want to search this key value and the data, or I want to search all those things. But actually, this is key. Even though you just leave that on, no problem. If you spelled right, okay, you have to spell right, and it will able to find. So it's fine. Look at how deep into the tree, right? So you can find this typed URL. What is that? This is the URL you visited. Not you, the image, the person, and in this case is Mark. Mark visit URL 1. That's the most recent one. The URL 2 is the next one, the previous than URL 1. So those are the URLs. And sometimes if the URLs requires a password to get into that, you also have this information installed in registry, but certainly you have to decrypt the password. Okay. Now, what are the times this URL is visited? And nicely, registry view already interpreted that for you. So this is the last. This is this is for the URL, and when is the time. So if you look into URL 1, that's the time access to URL 1, and this is URL 2. So here is the typed URLs, and here is the typed URL times. There are lots of more information. Another one is recent doc. See, I want to show you, but it crashed in this demo version, so I am just not able to. I do have a licensed version. I want to try over there whenever I get a chance, but for this demo version, it crashed. I want to show you is the recent doc. Recently, what files you accessed, okay, and then it categorized to numbers. Each number is a folder, and that folder is separate to different time extensions, like .doc is in one place, .text is in one place, and then list all the .docs in one folder, and with most recently run in front. So it's interesting to see. But again, I'm not able to show you in this registry view. How do you practice by yourself when to use registry to learn registry files? You can export those registry files from FTK Imager. Okay, if you have a Windows running, and then you just use view the image and then export those registry hives. You can find that in the drive and then export. Once you export, and then definitely you can use this Access Data Registry Viewer. Unfortunately, they are not supported in Access Data website anymore. So I don't have a very secure locations for you to download, but if you search Registry View demo version and or free version, and you still can download. And I will show you the MD5 and SHA-1, so make sure once you download and then make sure the MD5 or SHA-1 matches, then you still can use that. So here I did only use the demo version. Oh, I see why it's crashed. Now I got it, because the demo version only supports for fewer number, like 5,000 files or less. And then when I click into the recent doc, it has too many. Yeah, more than 5. The image has passed that limit. That's why it's crashed. Yeah, but you can also try other tools. For example, one is called Registry Explorer by Eric Zimmerman. Now those are free tools, so I'm very hesitant to tell you to use it or not. It's on your own risk. Once again, I really don't know about those free tools whether they have something installed or whether will harmful you or not. So I cannot guarantee those things, but they are free tools there. If you look at the Helix CD under incident response, actually they also have a registry viewer that allowed you to view the current registry keys and values. So there are a couple of free ones to use, but once again, the access status registry viewer is my favorite, because it's not only looking into the keys values. For lots of other tools, it just lets you to look at the key and the values and interpret. You have to interpret. Okay. By the way, if you do not have access that data registry view, how do you interpret hex data to ASCII? There's one free program called Decode, D-C-O-D-E. Decode. That one, once you input a hex, and it will interpret if this is a timestamp or if this is the other information. It will interpret that for you. So that's also for free. All right, so I think I will stop here, and I just only touched a little bit, but hopefully that this examination demonstration will lead you to explore more for registry files. And I cannot emphasize more for the importance of the registry, because sometimes 70 or 80% of evidence are gleaned from registry files. That's no surprise, because Windows put everything into registry. All right, so that's it, and then hopefully you'll enjoy it.